So this is Leetcode 299 bulls and cows. So you're given an input of 2 strings and you have to output the count of the numbers of bulls and the count of the number of cows. And the number of bulls are considered the number of numbers in your guess that are in the correct position, and the number of bulls are considered the numbers that are correct, that are in the secret, but are not in the right position. And also, if you're counting a bull, you are not going to count a cow. So for example, in the second one, the secret is 1, 1, 2, 3. And in your guess, it's 0, 1, 1, 1. So bulls are there is one number that is in the right position according to the secret. And then there's only one number that is correct, but not in the right position. And so in order to do this, what we're going to do is we have to go through the secret and the guess twice. And that is because we are not going to be sure, for instance, if we are hitting a number that if it's a bull or a cow, we don't want to count them twice. So first, we're going to find one's numbers in correct position and count them. And then we're going to find numbers that are in the secret and count them. And then the last thing we'll do is subtract numbers in correct position minus actually it's going to be opposite. We're going to take the numbers in incorrect position, subtract count of numbers in the right position, and then we are just going to return the string. Okay, so we have our bulls, and we're just going to have a new variable called bulls, and we'll start it at 0, and we have our cows, and we're going to start that at 0 also. And while we're iterating through it, we are going to keep track of the count of numbers in the secret. And we can just do that with a int array. I'll call it count of numbers. And we know the size of the int array because it's only going to be 0 through 9. So we can just say it's going to be a new int array the size of 10. And this will say the index will be the number. The value of the index will be the count. All right, so let's first start going through the secret and see how many are in the correct position. So for int I 0, I less than secret int I plus plus. So if my secret char at the character we're at, as we're iterating through it, is equal to the same one in the guess, is going to say, so this if clause is if character in secret is the same position. It's in the same and same position. What we're going to do here is we're going to increase our bulls. So we're going to say, okay, this is increase it. And here we're just going to keep track of the numbers in the secret. And we'll do that with our count of number array. And we're going to say secret chart at I, and if we minus 0 from that, it's going to turn this into a number for us. And we're going to just increase the count like that. So now let's go through our guess length. So for int I equals 0, I less than. And the guess length should be the same as the secret length, but we're just still looking at that in ++. So now we're going to say, if we're in our count of number, if we're in this index, which would be guess char at I minus 0. So if we're going to say, if for the character we're at, if the count of it is greater than 0, we're going to say increase our cows. So what this will be doing is just saying, like, if this exists in our count, we're just going to still be increasing it. So it doesn't matter whether or not it's in the right place, we're just going to count it. And we're going to decrement that value. Oops. So we don't keep counting it. So now the cows will be, regardless of whether or not it's in the correct space, the cows is increasing. So at the end, we're going to say, actually, our cows is going to be whatever that is, minus the ones that are in place. And then when we return, we could do a string builder, which is faster, but all you really have to do is if you have an int and then you add it to a string, it's going to convert to a string for you automatically. So it's just going to be bulls concatenated with the letter A, and then cows concatenated with the letter B, and that's it. Let's see. Okay, so that should be correct. And just going through here, you want to see what this count of number looks like. So that's going to be the count of the number, so it should start off as 0. And it'll tell you count of number at index, and then this will be the index here. I'm going to say before, and then let's do after here. So it'll increment it here, and then let's say this is after. And then you could just run this. This is getting mad at me for it doesn't want to. Okay, so this is 0. There's a 0 count for the number at index 1, because that's the number 1 here. And then we increment it to then there's a 1 count at the number 1. And then we have the number 8. There's a 0 count of the number at index 8. And then there's a 1 count of the number. So there's a 0 count before the number 0, and then there's a 1 count. If we want to change our input here into our test case, say we can do 8, all 8s, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can see that this will just show us there's going to have 4 counts at the end, the number at index 8. So it's going to count 8 4 times. And then there is 1 bull and 0 cows, because there's only 1 that's in the correct spot that is the same amount. So here you see there's, as it iterates through, so this will keep track and we'll say like, okay, first there's 0 8s, then there's 1 8, there's 2 8s, there's 3 8s, there's 4 8s, and then when we look through our cows, we'll say, we'll increase our cows here, and let's print out what the cows is before it is returned. And just print out cows. Code again. So there are 1 cows before the bulls are subtracted, and so because there's 1 in the right place and you count it here, there's 1, so that's why it's 0. Okay, that should be it. Thank you.